Hello? Oh my god! Welcome to my first YouTube video. I usually vlog my life on TikTok, but I've always wanted to do like longer form vlogs, and I feel like on YouTube we can do that. We can talk to each other because I don't think you guys understand the amount of editing that goes into TikTok videos to fit like a whole day vlog into like a 3-minute video. I had to cut a lot of stuff out when it comes to those videos, so now I feel like I can really show my personality and like, you know, be who I am without having to cut too much. First things first, let's get into the tea. Okay, let's get into what the information y'all want to hear. For those of you who don't know, I am a recently graduated PA student. I graduated PA school about 4 months ago. I took my boards exam 3 months ago, and I've been searching for jobs for the past two and a half months. The past 2.5 months have been really hard when it comes to jobs because I've gotten a lot of rejections, but I've also not accepted a lot of jobs because I feel like they weren't the right fit for me. But I've been really fortunate because in this last week when TikTok was supposed to get banned, like it was crazy. All of this was happening as TikTok was like going away. I was like, what's going on? I found out I got my first job offer when I landed in the United States because I recently went to Europe for like a little vacation, and I had turned off like my cellular data. I wasn't getting any text messages or anything. And so when I finally like was able to turn my data back on in the United States, one of the first text messages I got was from one of the jobs I had applied to. And they had told me that like I was basically the last candidate and I had the job. I was gonna gatekeep that information, but then the whole TikTok ban happened and I felt like it was kind of, I didn't want to leave TikTok without telling you guys that, you know, I had a job. But then 2 hours after I posted that video, I literally got another job offer. And then the next day, I got another job offer. So I have 3 job offers essentially that I'm looking at. I really wanted to move to either New York City or Chicago. And I can confidently tell you guys that all 3 of these positions are either in New York City or Chicago. So I will be moving to one of those 2 cities very soon, hopefully. So now the jobs. Let's get into the jobs because I'm really indecisive. Like I don't know what to do about these jobs because, well, at least 2 of them I know for certain that I really like. I'm still kind of iffy on the 3rd one, but I'm really stressing because I'm getting a contract sent over from one job literally today. Oh my God, I think I have to check my email. So if I sign that contract, you know, like that's the job I'm going to take. But tomorrow I'm going shadowing to another job that had offered me a position, and I just want to go shadow their clinic because it's really important as a new grad PA for me to go see the clinics and see the environment because that's a really big piece of the job. And if you're not feeling the environment, probably shouldn't take the job. And then literally the next day I have to make a decision. Like I have to pick which job I want. So let's get into it. Job number 1. Job number 1 is an emergency medicine position, and I really like this position for many reasons. One, they have a really detailed and organized training period for new grads. They've hired new grads before in the past. When I went to go shadow them, I talked to a lot of the new grads there, and a lot of the new grads had nothing but good things to say about this job, which gave me a lot of confidence because I want to make sure that I'm picking a job where I'm not going to just be thrown into the wolves into emergency medicine. I want a job that's going to teach me and I'm going to learn. Another good thing about emergency medicine is that it's not like your regular 9-to-5 job that you work Monday to Friday. For this job, I only have to work a minimum of 10 shifts a month. 10 shifts. 10, and that's only minimum. So if I decided to work 10 shifts a month, like I basically have 20 days off a month. Like, that's amazing. Like that's literally amazing, especially because I love to travel. I'm a little free bird. You know, I like to do a lot of stuff. And so to me, like that sounds like a dream because I feel like I'll be able to do a lot of vacations and take time for myself. One thing that was very interesting to me about this job is that they don't offer any PTO, no paid time off. And that's honestly really common for a lot of emergency medicine jobs because you're not working like your regular Monday to Friday. You know, you're only working like 10 to 13 shifts a month. And so because of that, a lot of emergency medicine, they don't have PTO. The shifts are 12-hour shifts. They are sending me to like an emergency medicine conference that they're paying for so that I can learn. They are compensating an emergency medicine like crash course for new grads that I have to do in my own time. So they're really prioritizing my learning. And so I love that. They also have a lot of like Spanish speaking patients that come into the emergency room. And so when they found out that I could speak Spanish, I think that also really kind of enticed them because when I was shadowing that day, like I didn't really see a lot of other Spanish speaking providers. And so low key, I'm like, do they want me because I speak Spanish? Like I don't know, but I'll take it. I'm bilingual. Like, you know, I'm there to help Spanish speaking people, and that's what I want to do. There's two main cons to this job. The first one is the location, because I would have preferred to be inside either Chicago or New York. Like, those are the two cities I want to live in. And so I was looking for jobs that are kind of like close to those two cities. This job is in one of those two cities, but it's not in the city. It's a little bit outside of like the city. So location wise, you know, I wish it was a little bit better because I do want to be closer to like that city area. The second con is the pay. Emergency medicine is known to have one of the highest salaries for physician assistants. However, for new grads, because we don't have any experience, the salary usually isn't what you would expect it to be. So the salary they're offering me is about $30,000, $40,000 less than I think what I would have wanted to be making. However, you know, with experience, I will be making those $30,000, $40,000 back, and I will be making that standard emergency medicine salary. We all got to start somewhere, you know. But everything else about this job, like I love it. I think it's a really, really good fit for me. The second job, this is a primary care position, and they are the ones who sent me the job offer like 2 hours after I got the emergency medicine job offer. This primary care position is honestly very unique. And I have applied to a lot of primary care positions. And what I like about this job is that they're very flexible with me. I told them that I wasn't really a fan of the Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. And so they're like, do you want to work 4 days a week instead of 5 days a week? And you can have a 3-day weekend, you know, every week. And so immediately I was like, yes, like I would take that schedule. And another interesting thing that they're offering is that they have a lot of clinics, this organization. And so I told them that I really enjoy pediatrics. I can see myself going into pediatrics, you know, like further down the line, because that's one of my passions. And so they offered me a really interesting proposition. They said, why don't you do 2 days of primary care and 2 days of pediatrics as your schedule? And immediately I was like, that sounds amazing. Like, that literally sounds amazing, because I would be getting exposure to primary care, which is kind of that broad topic where I would be learning everything. And as a new grad PA, I think it's really, really essential for you to pick kind of your first job where you're going to learn a lot. And that's why I don't want to go into pediatrics right away, because I definitely want to pick a job where I'm going to kind of learn everything I learned in school, and I'm not going to lose that knowledge. But with this primary care job, they're offering me 2 days of primary care and 2 days of pediatrics. So essentially I would still be getting that broad exposure, and I would be working in pediatrics. And on top of that, the location for this job is much better than the other job, and their salary was like $20,000 more than what I was expecting for a primary care job. So their salary is actually really good. However, the cons to this job is that they're only giving me 4 weeks of PTO. So I get 4 weeks of paid time off, which includes vacation, sick days, and these PTO hours, like, you have to use them by the end of the year. Like, they don't accrue, if that makes sense. So immediately, to me, as somebody who likes to travel and take a lot of trips, like, that's not really enticing to me, because at least with the emergency medicine position, like, I could take a trip every month if I wanted to. Whereas with this position, you know, the work-life balance isn't the same as emergency medicine, and their training program isn't as developed as the emergency medicine position. For their training, they really train new grads by just shadowing physicians and other PAs. Like, they don't really have like a structured and detailed program like the emergency medicine job has. But this job has hired new grads before in the past, so like, it's not their first rodeo. Like, you know, like they're gonna know what to do with me if I were to take this job. And usually for primary care and pediatrics, like, a lot of providers are known to take their work home. You know, with emergency medicine, it's kind of like, you know, once you leave the hospital, like, you don't have to worry about anything. Like, it's the other person's problem as soon as they like take the shift from you, if that makes sense. So like I said, there's a lot of pros and cons to both of these jobs. The third job that I got, honestly, I don't think I'm going to take this third job, because it was primary care, but the salary was really low, and they were telling me my schedule was going to be Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, sometimes like 9 to 7. So I honestly don't think I'm going to take that third job. So I'm really in between these first two jobs. I really just have to think about, like, what do I prioritize more? Do I prioritize like the work-life balance in the training more, or do I prioritize like having pediatrics in my schedule and location in my schedule? There's just good and bad about both of these jobs, and I'm just it's really hard. It's going to be really hard to choose. So as of right now, that's where I stand with both of those jobs. Tomorrow, I am going shadowing for the second job, the primary care and pediatrics position. I'm going to be taking you guys with me. This is going to be my first YouTube video, so we're going to go all out. Hopefully after my shadowing day tomorrow, I'll get a little bit more of an idea of like if I like this primary care position, and I can compare, you know, the emergency medicine versus primary care options. I don't know what I'm going to do, because I'm like worried that if I like this job I'm going to shadow tomorrow, like, it's going to be really hard to make a decision. But either way, I'm actually really excited to start working. I'm itching. I'm really itching to start seeing patients again and to start working in medicine. Like this is what I wanted to do my whole life. And the fact that I'm going to be able to start really soon, especially, and it's located in one of the 2 cities I wanted, like, I am so excited to finally start working. Like, I don't think you guys understand. This has been my dream for so long. Like, and a couple months ago, I was finally able to accomplish that dream. And now in just a few next months, I'm actually going to start working and living my dream. So I'm just really excited. I'm really excited for this new chapter in my life, and I really hope that I can make a difference, and I really hope that I can help a lot of people. I really hope I can. Oh my god, what I feel like Mr. Cringe. So cringe. Oh wait, I forgot the camera follows me. I can't like shy girl out of the camera. Let me know if you guys want to see certain content from me. I know there's a lot of people on TikTok who follow me for travel content, who follow me for PA school content, who follow me for just follow me. So I feel like I don't really have a niche, if I'm being honest with you, because I really do a lot. And honestly, I like that. I don't want to have a niche. I don't want to be tied down to something specific on my social media because it's my life and I like to document it, you know? I know for a fact I definitely do want to start making more medical content and kind of explaining, you know, how to become a PA, why I chose a PA, what's the difference between a nurse practitioner and a PA. I always get that question a lot too. There's a lot of trips and a lot of fun things coming up for me too. So I definitely want to document those too, because traveling is a very big part of my life, and hopefully, you know, we can build our family here, and I think it's going to be really exciting. I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is the shadowing day, and we'll see what happens. I made it to New York City. The train ended up coming late, so now I'm 30 minutes behind. I already texted the doctor and I was like, hey, I'm gonna be a little bit late, and she was really understanding about it. Anyway, welcome to Penn Station, everyone. Look, this is Penn Station. We're in the subway now, we're waiting for the train. Oh my god, it feels so amazing to be back in New York City. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting so shy vlogging in public.
Uptown train is now arriving on the local track.
I think that's our train. We made it. Everyone, welcome to the Bronx, New York. Cardi B girl, where you at? Where you at? So obviously this one's not a secret. So for this job, it's in New York. The other 2 jobs, secret, I'm not gonna tell you guys yet. Oh my god, it's cold as I'm excited for today. Honestly, I'm excited to shadow the peds provider because it's been a minute since I've like seen kids by myself and like been able to be in a pediatric setting. I am a little bit nervous though, because I mean, I graduated school about 4 months ago, which to some people, you know, is not that long. It's pretty recent, but I can feel my knowledge like starting to low-key leave me a little bit. So I made sure to review a lot of topics before I started today. I don't know if you guys heard the saying, but it's like if you don't use it, you, oh my god. Hold on. I don't know if you guys have heard the saying, but like if you don't use it, you lose it type of thing. And that applies to school, to your knowledge. Okay, I think we're here. Oh, let's do this. Oh my god. I'll see you guys afterwards. Bye. Hello. Oh my god. We finished our day of shadowing. We're here. We're at the train station right now. We are waiting for the train to go back to Maryland. This has been a long, what, 12 hours? I woke up this morning at like 3 something in the morning, and now I'm headed back to Maryland, and I'll probably get home tonight at like 9 something at night. Little debrief. Let's do a little debrief. Today was actually really good. I started out in primary care and I was there for half the day, and then after that I switched to pediatrics, and I'm not gonna lie, my love for pediatrics is still there. I absolutely love pediatrics, and I think after today I realized that I want to go into pediatrics eventually in the long term. There's just something about it. There's just something about it that I love and I never get tired of, and that I love the kids, the parents, you know. I'm not going to say anything, but for all of the patients I saw today, every single one of them was Spanish speaking. Like, this is like a Latino clinic, and this is the first time I've ever been to a clinic where every single patient is Spanish speaking. Let me tell you, all of the patients were Dominican, and I do not know Dominican slang. I do not. Dude, Dominicans have this whole other language. Like, I need a Dominican dictionary, because half the time the patients would be speaking to me and I'm like, I'm like, what are you saying? I'm like, what's going on? I was like, I promise you I can speak Spanish, like I swear. And Dominicans in general, bro, they're so funny. Like today, all of the patients I saw today, like they were so nice. They were also so funny. And for the pediatrics patients, bro, Dominican parents, bro, they're so unhinged. And like the way they were talking to like their kids, I was like, yes, discipline them, let's go. Like everybody was super nice. There was one patient who yelled at me and was like, why are you here? I'm not seeing you, I'm seeing somebody else. But you know, we adapt and we overcome. So you know, I was nice to the patient, and at the very end of the visit, you know, they were nice to me back. Now let's get into what job I want. Not gonna lie, I think after today I know what job I want, and that's amazing. That's so amazing to say out loud. I know what job I want. Some things I learned today that I feel like the general public should know, because, you know, your health is important. On the pediatric side, some things I learned today was that if you have a sore, or I guess if your kid has a sore throat, you should stay away from citrus foods for like 1 to 2 days, because the acid of the citrus can like irritate the throat even further. Some other things I learned was that you can start introducing solid foods to babies around 4 to 6 months. And as early as 6 months, you should be putting peanut butter or eggs like in their food or in their formula, because peanut butter and eggs are like the highest allergy that kids have, and so it's really important to introduce those foods early. And I didn't know that, and I thought that was very interesting. We also had like a little baby come in, and they were recently diagnosed with vitiligo, and I learned today that vitiligo is actually associated with lupus, Hashimoto's thyroid disease, and type 1 diabetes. And so if you have a kid that comes in with vitiligo, like, you should probably do lab work on them. So we ordered TSH and like the diabetes lab work. I learned a lot of stuff today. I learned a lot, and I love that. As far as like primary care in adults, some things I learned today was that if you're taking a statin, you should definitely have like your liver labs checked regularly, because statins can have like a side effect on your liver. Other things I learned today was that you don't always have to follow the book, because there was one patient who came in today, and they were recently diagnosed with diabetes, and their A1C was like 6.9, almost 7, right? And so immediately I'm like, oh my God, we should put them on metformin. And after talking to the doctor I was shadowing today, he was like, no, you don't need to put them on metformin right away, especially in like Latino culture. A lot of Latinos don't actually like taking medicine, which is very common, because a lot of the patients that we had today, a lot of them don't take their medications, or a lot of them admitted to never taking their medication. And so I feel like that's an important lesson. Like, you really have to give and take with each patient. And just because the book tells you to start metformin, some patients may not want that. And I think that was an important lesson for me to learn, because you may learn one thing in PA school, but when you have a patient, you know, things are different. You want to tailor their care to them. If that makes sense. Okay, my train just got called, so we're gonna get on the train and we're headed back to Maryland. This is the train station. Wow, it actually looks way nicer on this video. Oh my.
You took your camera with you?
We made it home, everyone.
Hey!
You're in my first YouTube video.
Hi.
I am so tired. My eyes are like red because I'm like so tired. I told my mom the decision of the job I wanted.
Yay!
You are looking at your future emergency medicine PA, and guess what? We're moving to